Get in here, get in here, get in here. Breaker, 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 breaker. We're back. We're back, buttercups, but you know. We are back, buttercups. And I thought I dropped the link. I'm dropping the link. We are back, buttercups. We are back. We got 5 in the building. We better have 5 free 99 like buttons. Okay, we back. We back, buttercups. Oh, where y'all at? Ooh, can't be messing up the nail. Where y'all at? Where y'all at? We back. We prepping for Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving Eve, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving Eve. Everybody got their prep going on. You know what I'm saying? Pre-gaming. Getting, you know what I'm saying? Getting the meal that's made from love ready for tomorrow. Let's go, buttercups. We back. We back. Hey, my beautiful Dottie. We back, buttercups. Let's go. Y'all in the building? Oh, what y'all doing? What y'all doing? We back, and I dropped the link already for anybody because we had to come back StreamYard because the link wanted to be shared. So my buttercups can come up here and get me together about their blue candy. Candy man. What a man. That's a woman. Thank you, Dottie. Thank you, Dottie. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Dee Dee. The Lord. Okay, let me bring it down now. My boo says she's tired, so we gotta use our inside voice. All right, buttercups, we gotta use our inside voice. I'm naturally loud at times. I'm not always loud. Naturally loud at times. At times, Mm-hmm. Come on in the building, buttercups. How we only got 6 in the building? And I told y'all we was gonna be right back. We needed a quick intermission, and I told y'all we was gonna be right back. Who don't got their notifications on? Who? Oh no. Who don't got their notifications on? What we doing? What we doing? Okay, who don't got their notifications on? Y'all come on back. We said we was coming back. We back. We back, buttercups. And I dropped the link. Y'all think I should go share it on the wall that we back, buttercups? Because I don't think they know we back. What y'all think, buttercups? We told them we was coming right back. What are they doing? Okay, I'm gonna put on the 30-second thing again. I'll be right back. Okay. Yes, baby, at the nail salon, getting them nails done. Shout out to my nail boos. You know what I'm saying? My boos we like to have our nails did. You hear what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boos that like to have their nails did. And no, we didn't get them with no food stamps. You know what I'm saying? They be having. Yo, I swear to God, they be swearing that we can buy all type of nonsense with these food stamps, buttercups. And then they're not even taking into account this ain't the 80s. This ain't the 80s, baby. Ain't nobody living off a food stamp. Ain't nobody surviving off a food stamp. Can I just keep it a buck with y'all? Because this is a myth that somehow you just eating for days on end with food stamps, and that's just not what it is. Like all these myths, you know what I'm saying, about the food stamp situation, and you know it's all derogatory. It's all pointed towards people our color, right? When we know the demographic of the people that's on food stamps. But they trying to play in our face and make it seem like we the face of food stamps. Especially this newer generation. I ain't gonna hold y'all. A lot of them, they moved correctly. They did. Dang, you would thought I had some blush on. It look like I have blush on, huh, buttercups? Ooh. It look like I have blush on. I ain't got no blush on. Y'all get in here so we can take another shot. We back, baby. Thank you. Thank you, buttercups. I figured I'd do something a little cute for y'all. You know what I'm saying? You know, I usually do a whole like beat. But sometimes less is more. Less is more, baby. They be hating on me with no makeup. So I might as well have showed them, you know what I'm saying, with a little spruce up. A little spruce up look where you girl, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? A little cleanup look like. Yeah. Now y'all get to see all the faces I be making. Now y'all get to see all the faces I be making, buttercups. Y'all don't even know I be behind the wall like, y'all know I be talking, right? Now y'all get to see the faces that go along with the talk, okay? Your girl be a mess. Oh, but I be like, I told y'all, remember I told y'all one thing about me? Even if it don't come out my mouth, well, you definitely see it on my face. I'm the type of person that I don't have a poker face. Do not have a poker face. Like, I don't have a poker face. I would lose at poker because my face would be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a place, like, my facial expressions be off the meat wagger, y'all. They be off the meat wagger. They do. Girl, you better. That's what I said. Michelle be paying. Boo. I don't even have none of this going on when I be taking them. But imagine, you know what I'm saying? When you boo step, I steps. Okay, I don't play none of them games. I steps. Okay? You won't catch me not stepping when it comes time to stepping. Cause I steps. Period. I listen. And y'all don't even know all the tricks to the trades, baby. I ain't even tell y'all all the tricks to the trade, to this champagne taste on a beer budget. I ain't even tell you all the tricks to the trades, okay? Baby, because if you think I got champagne money to match the champagne taste, y'all know I don't. But your girl come out here champagne ready all the time. I ain't even put y'all on yet. We didn't even get to the fashionista of ButterFlii. You know I'm multifaceted, right? Y'all know we didn't even get to the fashionista of ButterFlii yet. Baby. Listen, Michelle, I don't play. I don't play. And baby, that's in me. That's in me, not of me. That's in me, baby. That come natural. That come natural. I ain't gonna hold y'all. That come natural, baby. Ooh. We're gonna do the 30-second mark though, because I know goddamn well I ain't only got 9 people in here. When we was all excited about me doing this StreamYard version. We could have stayed on the vertical. Nope, y'all ain't about to play with me. Nope. Punishment. Y'all back on punishment until y'all get them likes up. No. Nope. I know. Let's go, Buttercups. I know y'all lying. The truth ain't in you. Buttercups, where y'all at? Y'all so, you know what? Disgusted, busted, can't be trusted. Y'all ain't right. Y'all is not right. That's all good. Anywho, Buttercups. Okay. If you say so. If you say so, Buttercups. We're gonna get in a little bit of time to get in here, Buttercups. Shout out to my Buttercups that is in the building, okay? Let me do a roll call real quick. My beautiful, living for me. Yes. My beautiful Dottie's in the building. Yes. We got our beautiful Michelle in the building. Yes. Our resident Messy Buttercup. Michelle, you get the Messy Award. You are Messy Buttercup. But we love you, Michelle. I love you. That's for sure. Listen, nobody ever told you. We back, Buttercup. Y'all gotta put the word out. I'm like, where's everybody? I told y'all I was coming back. I had to take a quick intermission. Oopie. I had to take a quick intermission. You know what I'm saying? We had to go. Get that buzzball back on deck. Okay. Yes, we messy. Michelle, listen, you listen. We like I said, we like the cute mess though. We're not the vindictive evil. We're not trying to find out your life history. We're not trying to dox you. We're not trying to destroy you. Like not that type of messy, but we a little messy. Messy. We are. We're not above mess over here. Like I never told y'all I was above mess. Like I said, but there's levels to everything, Buttercups. There's levels to everything. You don't be knowing sometimes what? Oh, when I say I'm gonna come back and I don't come back. Okay, lady bro. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I love my buttercup, because they hold your girl accountable. They don't be in none of that boo lane lane. They be holding me accountable. Okay. And I love it. I gotta be honest with y'all. I love it. I do. I do. I love it. I have a good time. I really appreciate it though. No, can I be honest with y'all? Transparency moment. No, can I be honest with y'all though? My mod squad, I really don't know what I would be without them women. Them are some strong, intelligent, just full of life. Each and every last one of them. I promise you, they're really, really amazing. And I'm so thankful that our paths crossed. I really am, Buttercups. Um, I spent a lot of time alone and just try to live in my purpose and trying to figure out my purpose and um but I really don't know what I would be without my mod squad. They are some beautiful, like I said, intelligent women. They come from all walks of life and they all bring so much to the platform. So definitely it's Thanksgiving, right? And we supposed to be talking about things we're thankful for. So okay, it's on camera so they can see my eyes. I'm very, very, very thankful for my mod squad. Um, there's some really beautiful women, y'all. Like I said, they're all walks of life. They all have their own experience. They all bring their own unique everything. So shout out to you, mod squad. I love y'all, and y'all are definitely. Um, I don't want to say thing because y'all not a thing, but I'm definitely thankful for y'all, hands down. If I ain't thankful for nothing else outside of my kids and just still waking up every day, you know. But my mod squad, chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. I really appreciate each and every last one of y'all. I want to let y'all know that. It's Thanksgiving, Buttercups. So throughout the night, we can all just say what we're thankful for. Okay? I just want to let y'all know that. Quick intermission, Buttercups. I ain't going nowhere. We just got here. I dropped the link already for anybody that want to hit the panel. I'm gonna tell you ahead of time. I do not have access to my little wall that I be putting up for anybody that. So we don't have no slip ups or nothing. So if you want to come up and you don't want to be on camera, make sure you have your camera turned off, and that's it. That's the only requirements for the piano. Okay. If I need me to drop the link again, I will, but I don't think I do because we ain't that far up in the chat that y'all can't find the link. But yeah. All right. Intermission. I'll be back. 1 second. Give me 2 seconds, maybe 3, but not that long. I'm right here. Let's go. Y'all get these shots ready, okay? Because we prepping for Thanksgiving. Here you go. Sorry, Buttercups. I pressed the wrong button again. Pressing. I think. Oh, come on. Why I gotta go through this? Why? Why me? Why me? Oh God. No, I want this. Okay, there we go. Get y'all shots ready. We're taking shots as we're preparing to spend this beautiful holiday with our family. I'm glad none of us was worried. And my community, because y'all know we done always made it work. Okay, this wasn't nothing new to us. But anyway, I digress. Y'all get them shots ready. Give me 2 seconds. Real quick intermission. 2 seconds. All right, buttercups. We back. We back in full effect, baby. I dropped the link. Don't, you know what? If nobody hit this link, I'm about to be upset. The whole purpose of me coming over here on StreamYard was so I could drop the link. So some of my buttercups can join me. Don't y'all even do this to me right now. Okay, because we could have stayed on our vertical. Oh my God, buttercups, I'm so excited. We launched our first piece of merchandise. Okay, buttercups? Oh my God, I'm so excited, buttercups. We launched our first piece of merchandise. Can y'all believe it? See, this is why we should have stayed on vertical. Ain't nobody showing up for the stream, y'all. Oh no, I know, baby. No, not you, Michelle. I know that. But I came on the stream yard so my buttercups can hit the link. I know y'all prepping. That's why it's called Thanksgiving prep with some gags. Okay, hold on, buttercups. Give me 2 seconds. I think I hit the wrong thing again. Hold on, buttercups. There I am. Oh yeah, there you go, Michelle. That's right. What you thankful for? Okay, you here for the Thanksgiving gags? Did I spell it wrong? Oh God, Michelle, your messy ass. Here you gonna want me to talk about these goddamn garbage pail kids, and y'all know what we called it, right? The bird games. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm thankful I'm not neither. I'm thankful I'm not neither. Like I told y'all, the way I feel about it, baby, I wish I would. I wish I would make some good guap off this here YouTube thing and spend it on lawyers and court fees and like hell to the not. I already told you I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Baby, the way I tell you, I would be spending that money on some other shiznai, baby. That money would be getting on. It would not be getting spent on other heifers from YouTube because basically you're just pouring back into. Girl, no, I just don't understand the logic behind it. But anyway, I digress. Cause y'all know they bullying me too. But baby, if you think I'm gonna serve any of them heifers with some court papers, take any flights and all this other nonsense they be talking about, girl, you got me all the way bent. I don't take none, not a near one of you seriously at all. And the day you find me is is the day you'll really find out. Okay. Anywho, Lady Brown, hey baby, we back, Buttercup, we back. Hey baby, how you doing, beautiful? Take flights, not feelings. You know, that's my new nickname for you, beautiful. Birthday girl, you on mute? Lady Bo, we just heard you. Where you went? Let me see.
Hey,
Oh, there you go. There you go. Hey, beautiful.
how you doing? I'm trying to get Thanksgiving dinner together. How's everybody doing tonight?
Yeah. Happy birthday, Lady Rose. Yes, honey. The girls in the building. Hey, my butterfly, buttercups. Yes, and all the things.
Salute
Uh-huh.
to you, sparkles. I know
Uh,
one thing you're gonna do if you don't do nothing else. You're gonna hit that link, baby,
That's right,
and
because I
you're gonna
support my
share your
butterfly and
girl
all this.
out.
Yes, that's right, because I support my people. That's real love and real support. Now, like I said, whatever else we may go through
Absolutely.
with them fake garbage pail hoes,
Absolutely.
they get mad because they be trying to butterfly, which they never could. Anyway, happy thanks to the girls. Happy thanks to the girls. Happy birthday, everybody, Lady Rowe, and everybody. I don't know y'all individually.
Jinju, our beautiful buttercup.
Yeah.
Day one, my sister Jinju. Yes.
Yes, happy birthday. I love y'all.
Absolutely.
Stay
Alicia,
on. Yes, Alicia, stay authentic, stay blessed, and stay butterfly glowing and growing, beach. And yes, it's catch flights, not feelings. Hashtag. How y'all doing?
Man, I know my baby lady Rowe better cut. That's what but be her first piece of merchandise. Is some catch flights not feeling something. Mugs
Okay.
out.
Yes,
Something,
I
bro.
love.
My baby catching flights. Okay, she in Italy. Italy. Okay. Listen,
yeah,
Sparkles. Sparkles. Now you know you over here getting us in trouble and all. But I love you. I don't care. Hit the link any and every time you want to, baby. Even though half the time we don't know what the hell be going on. But no,
at all. We
honestly, I swear to God, Sparkles, I swear to God, I got receipts. Sparkles supports Hard Body. She always hit the links and she always share me out. I always get a notification about Sparkles sharing me out. So shout out to you, Sparkles, and I'm thankful for you and thank you for your support that you've been giving me since I started my platform. I really appreciate that. Yay, this is Thanksgiving, Buttercups. Everything we thankful for. Lady Rowe, I just want to let you know I'm so glad that you came into my life. And I really, really appreciate you. I appreciate your wisdom. I appreciate your peace be still. You know what I'm saying? And I also appreciate you, you know what I'm saying? Because you get down with the get down too when you got to get down with the get down. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate just the multifaceted person that you are and what you bring to our squad. So I just want to let you know that personally, Buttercup. I really love and appreciate you. And I'm
I
so
appreciate
proud of
you,
you.
Butterfly.
And I'm so happy about your platform. And I know that you're going to continue to glow and grow because you bring absolutely something that is worth, you know what I'm saying, worth us checking out and worth us tapping into. So I want to let you know that, Lady Ro. I really appreciate you, Buttercup.
I appreciate you too. I'm grateful to have bumped into you on YouTube. I think that puts us in places right when we need it, not knowingly. Sometimes not knowing that this may be someplace that we need to be planted to grow. Some people, like I say, are for a season, some are for a reason. And I just really feel like meeting you through this app was something that was beneficial for me. Gave me an opportunity to grow, an opportunity to see things in another light. Same way with this segue over to the Candy and Todd situation. I'm not a Candy
Um,
fan, but I am a fan of
right.
marriage. And I know that divorce can be like a death. It can be like,
Yep.
because you grieve it. You grieve something that you've had. Um, Regardless of what Ken and Todd have gone through, they've been married for 11 years. And in those 11 years, they have brought two beautiful children into the world, not counting the children that they had prior to their relationships. So I think we have to be careful as adults and as women how we approach that situation, right? Because but for the grace of God, it could be any of us going through that right now. I recall my first divorce. um I was kind of ready to be for the relationship to be over, but I grieved that relationship because it wasn't all bad, right? I think that sometimes we just have to think about that and also remember that we are all um, giving grace, and that we have to extend sometimes grace to others. Um, I don't know. I have not read into what all caused the breakup and the demise of their marriage or their relationship, but I do know there are two young children, two very very young children that are involved. Ace and what's the baby's name?
Praise.
the Blaze, right? That actually are going to watch their parents be apart, right? And I think that they're both doing very well in life. I just know that again, marriage is hard, divorce is hard, and being children of divorcees can be hard. I did not experience that myself, but I have friends who were children of divorced parents, and I can always remember some of my classmates saying, "This weekend I got to go to my dad's," or "This weekend I've got to go to my mom's," and that can be taxing on a child. So I just wanted us to kind of remember that when we start blaming others, because we don't know who's to blame, because we're all on the outside of this relationship looking in. We do know what Candy has said and what Todd has said, but I honestly believe they're both to blame when it comes to the demise of their marriage. And all we can do for them is really pray for them and pray for the best for them and their children. That's it. That's why I say don't go too hard on Candy, because I really believe she may be going through something we don't really understand as well. The very fact that she has family members who are dealing with dementia, and then Candy's had to be a breadwinner for her family as well. So I just think there's grace to be given on both sides. I know that Todd has caught a really bad part of this for a very long time, because he came in on a bad note, primarily from Mama Joyce, and people picked up and ran with whatever they thought they could run with. Although we know that Todd was a producer and he made money, he wasn't a broke guy, and I was all for Todd's mom, being that who stood behind her son. But I just know that this time is not a moment to be pointing fingers, because again, this is a relationship that is breaking up and with two young children involved. So I really just feel so bad about that. Because I was hoping that they would make it last, whatever that looks like. But I also do know that when you bring in a third party into a relationship, the tendency and the likelihood of it not lasting is very prevalent. What do you got to say, ButterFlii?
I will say this now. Y'all know I've been on the neck ever since this came out. But reading the feedback from my different buttercups, which I love. That's what I love about our platform. Y'all all feel comfortable being honest, even when y'all don't agree with me. Y'all know it's never gonna be nothing. But I did have to dial back because I did forget about the young children. Although I was just thinking on another level, but I did forget about the young children that are involved. So I will say that there is some grace that needs to be given. First of all, I've never been married. So at the end of the day, I don't got a heaven or hell, or, you know what I'm saying, whatever I may think about the situation. One thing's for sure, two things for certain, and three things you can count on is I never been married. Okay? So regardless of how I feel about Candy, this on a human level, I can definitely understand where my buttercups are coming from. And I definitely understand that there are young children involved that will reap the repercussions of this separation. So with that, I did have to dial back and said, you know what? Let me, because I don't like the pile on. You know what I'm saying? And I was raised to doing to others as you would like done onto you. And I'm quite sure it's split down the middle as far as when it comes to Candy and Todd. Because there's a lot of people that feel like they can see why it's hard. They don't, a lot of people say they surprised it lasted this long. You see what I'm saying? And I could definitely look at it from Candy's point of view, because I feel like I kind of understand more than past the surface level as far as Candy. Because like I said, it's not too long ago she was labeled a Portia, a whore, for lack of a better word. And
Right, that's true.
yeah. So it's like she did work hard to change that narrative and, all of that good stuff. So, yeah, like you said, I do believe there's a situation that is grieving in, and the fact that I know that she's been around people like Tiny, who's put up with all type of nonsense, for her to feel like if she's the one who filed, for her to feel like that she was not going to be willing to stay in this situation, speaks volumes. Because she champions other people that stay in situations apparently similar to situations that she was in. We gotta keep it a buck about that. I'm not holding her responsible. Shout out to my boo Divine Femme. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like for her to give up, it does says a lot. Because I don't think this is something that Candy would really want to give up on. I don't just going off of what I've seen, I don't know the lady personally, but just going off of what I've seen over her over the years, I don't think this is something that she would have easily walked away from or been, you know what I'm saying, the main one to pull the plug. Honestly.
She wanted to be, she wanted to have a spouse, she wanted a partnership. And I'm gonna tell you something, just woman that most of us to is that a woman will take stuff a man won't take. We'll stay in a relationship longer than we should because of the love and the that we have.
And men will not. You are right about that, lady. Wow.
Okay. Let me tell you something. A man will cheat on you, and a woman will take that man back and accept him back for whatever. But if that woman cheats on that man, he is more apt to leave her than to stay with her. Which is another reason I don't like the double standard. Because I really feel like, both sides deserve grace. Tell you what really think about. Shout out to Miss Showing Up Miss Wonder. When I got back from Italy, back had me some friends waiting on me. I just saw them on the counter because I'm getting ready to make my dressing. I thought I said that.
Shout out to Showing Up Miss Wanda and them seasons. Baby, when I tell you I use that, her season is so quick, and she sent me the big one. Baby, when I tell you I use that shit up so quick, girl.
I had ordered some and all right. She sent me some dressing mix, baby. I'm just to add dressing mix to this dressing, and I know it's gonna be good because I've already tasted it by just tapping the finger, baby. I'm ready for seasoning. Do you hear me? So shout out to Miss Wonder and show one the seasonings. Yes. But I was back to the candy situation. I overheard or read something on my flight back home yesterday where Riley had spoke about the situation. And my mind, as I was starting to read the article, it reflected back on how you kept saying, we're not going to forget that Candy had a whole baby by a married man. And you know what Riley is? What is she, 21 now? I think she's 21. She's either 20, 21. I'm sure she's had to deal with that her whole life. The very thought and the very hearing of your mama had you by a married man. I'm sure that's something that's lingered over her. Can you imagine that? And now she has to speak out to defend. Well, she doesn't have to, but she is speaking out to defend her mom. And we all know Riley said in this when she spoke out that she was surprised that her mom stayed married to Todd as long as she did. So that means there was something else that she also saw involved in this relationship. So that's why I said I felt like there was grace that needed to be extended because along our journey of being human beings, we don't want to be the one who causes another person to hurt. You know. ButterFlii. Girl, did we lose ButterFlii?
I'm here. I'm here. I got a phone call came through.
I'm
No,
sorry.
I'm here.
Sorry.
I'm here.
Yeah, that's the
No,
only
I'm
thing.
here, baby. I didn't hear if you said something before ButterFlii. I didn't hear it. But
Okay.
um
I was saying that Riley has spoken up about about Todd Candy getting a divorce, and she was saying in her speaking up that she was surprised that they had lasted this long. But my mind went back to the very thought of is in the conversation that you had earlier this week that you said that we're not going to forget that Candy had a baby by a whole married man. And I was just thinking to myself, I'm sure that is something that Riley has had to hear all of her life, as she's what, 2021, still a very young lady. But I can imagine the weight that that has to think, oh, my mom has been labeled as a garden utensil that hasn't been always looked for, although she has been a very smart businesswoman. She hasn't
No,
always looked at in the
I don't
best.
think Riley had to deal with that. And to be honest with you, um, they've been pulling up all these old clips and Candy and with the hairstylists and the conversations they was having, right? And one of the conversations they pulled up was the blending family conversation, right? And nah, nah. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I think Todd fed into it because he thought it was the right thing. But I'm gonna be honest with you, that Riley's coming to me from a place of where she's spoiled, and she used to her mother in one way, and it's the same way that Candy's mother is used to her. You get what I'm saying? And just even going back to when Riley was younger, Riley was really shut down. She was really like introverted. You see what I'm saying? And there was a lot of internal things that Riley was dealing with. But I feel like Candy tried to substitute some of them things that Riley had dealt with when she was younger with spoiling her. And I think it's really a matter of Riley being spoiled and used to her mother being this way and her mother being that way. Because you got to remember that Candy, outside of AJ, there wasn't really no serious relationship that Candy had around Riley. And we never even really got to get into the thick of her and AJ and how Riley felt about having 12 other or 11 other step siblings.
But
You see what I'm saying? So,
you just
I
answered
don't
my
know.
question. You just said that
Yeah.
she was an introvert because she was dealing with a lot of different things. So, what were some of those things that she was dealing with? And I guarantee you, some of that was the very fact that her mom had a child by this very much married man. You cannot tell me that that never was something that was brought up to her, because they have lived in the limelight this girl's entire childhood, right? And we don't know who else Candy dated prior to AJ. AJ was just the one she brought on the show. He was just the guy that came on the show on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm sure there were others prior to. We have a whole there was a whole rumor about
This is
Jamel.
one of the things that I feel like Riley dealt with. Her
Yeah.
grandmother raising her and not Candy. Don't forget, Candy had Riley when she was young. You see what I'm saying? So I think, and Riley spoke up about Candy with her time management. Candy has had time management issues. And this is why her mama feels so obligated in her life. Because Candy had time management issues. And sometimes with them time management issues comes the parent that steps in where you lack at. You see what I'm saying? So I don't think Riley's introverted only had to do with. I think also I don't think that she had to hear that she was a product of a married man, but I do feel like she had to deal with the rejection that she probably felt Block was giving her. Because let's not forget, Block rejected her for a good period of her life.
You say that I'm sure she had to deal with it. She had to deal with a
Yeah.
stepmama who didn't, a stepmama who did not like her art.
Encourage. Yeah. She didn't encourage that.
Yeah.
And I the stuff like that I don't like, because I feel like that if you're gonna forgive the man, that means you gotta accept the child.
That's it.
This is why I don't fuck with Gabrielle Union. This is why I don't even rock with Gabrielle Union. You see what I'm saying? My thing is, if you gonna forgive the man, you gotta accept the child.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't get that you still rocking with the man, but don't accept the child. That doesn't add up to me.
It makes zero sense. Makes zero
at all.
How do you love a man but not love his seed? And I know it may be hard. It may be something to always be like, oh my God, this is a reminder. But this is a child.
Well, if that's the case, then you need to let the whole situation go, and that includes the man. If it's something that you can't forgive, you need not hold on to the man. Because I cannot fathom rejecting the child. Because what I do know is the child didn't ask to be here.
That part.
Regardless of what any of the adults, that includes me, in the situation may have did. But there's no way in heck that I would accept the man back and not accept the child. I just can't. So I can't. I don't know. I don't know. I just couldn't.
I wouldn't want to look at a man who has had a child on me, and because I mean, let me revise that. I wouldn't want to know that I could not accept the child that they went out and got, because every time you look at him is going to be a reminder, as well as that child. I just think that that's just a lot to deal with. So either you're going to accept him and his child, or don't accept either one. It's just how I feel.
Right. That's exactly how I feel about it. Because I could not. Like, I told y'all my story. I'm going to see them babies tomorrow.
What story, girl? What story?
About my kids and their father and his situation.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I ran that by y'all. But yeah, I couldn't. You know what I'm saying?
And I think that's
just not in me. That's just not in me and of me. I could never do, like, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I feel about kids, period, in general. But like I said, if I took the man back, that means I would have to accept. I'm gonna have to accept the kid too, and I would never want that. Like, there's certain celebrities that I'm gonna tell you right now I don't rock with, because just, you know what I'm saying? Because just how they do. Like I said, Gabrielle Union is one of them. No ma'am, no sir, no Pam. Especially how that whole situation went down. Steve Harvey and his nonsense with that old Marjorie. What they call her? The heroin queen or whatever. Yeah. That little slower. No sir, no ma'am, no Pam.
Mm-hmm.
There's quite a few of them.
Yeah.
That I never seen with them extra kids. And say what y'all want to say about Cardi B. Say what y'all want to say about Cardi B. But them boneless babies that Offset had before they had their kids, guess what she made them of? A part of everything. And that's the type of thing I respect. That's the type of thing I respect, because either before or after mine, I'm going to respect that, because that's a part of mine. Because I know that's the way I feel about a brother and sister, a sister and brother, all that bond right there, I don't feel like that should ever be crossed because of X, Y, and Z situations. You get what I'm saying? But like I said, everybody's cut from a different cloth. Everybody move different. But y'all already know how they felt when a specific chick talking about she purposely ignored a child and gave the child her back. Like, I don't move with stuff like that. I don't care about none of that, because that's adult business.
Right.
That's adult business. You don't ever make a child feel like that.
Right.
Because that's traumatizing.
He didn't ask to be born. That's the saddest one.
Period. That's why you know what I'm saying, certain stuff that went down in this Love and Marriage Huntsville, you already know. I already told y'all I was never feeling none of that about none of them. Right. Not near one of them. Not even you know what I'm saying? Y'all already know. When it comes to that, I don't get down with none of it. Nope.
Right. I don't know. I just really feel like that is something that adults really need to investigate and to dig deeper inside of yourself to find
And
out.
that's what I feel like they also never really got to a balance in that. Because allegedly, rumor has it, word on the curve is he didn't want her investing into his child, and that didn't make no sense to me. You know what I'm saying? But then again, when you think about how he was, the stigma that was put on him, because I'm, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, you got to think it from both people's point of view. From day one, everybody already counted him as this type of blah 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 blah, and I might have not, and he might ultimately really loved her.
Right.
But see, that's the shit he had to put up with, and nobody thinks about how that might have felt. Like I said, God rest his mother's soul.
Right.
God rest his mother's soul. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, you get my baby on some things, you trying to play him and play on this top and trying to paint, baby, baby, you got me jacked up. You're not about to play with mines like that.
And you know what? I said that about Todd when he married Candy. I don't know if I could have dealt with Mama Joyce. I don't know if I would have allowed my daughter to go through the mess that Mama Joyce put that little girl through. I don't think I could have done that.
And this is why, let me tell you something. Joyce is a certain type of woman. And I have no doubt that Joyce had everything to do why Candy didn't have a relationship with her father. Because see, what you gotta understand about every man, they're not gonna put up what? And I'm gonna tell you right now, Joyce is the type of woman that you can tell to put on hell for just to put on hell. You see how she was about that baby girl. Instead of encouraging her granddaughter, she was over there in her granddaughter's ear with the negative nonsense. What type of grandmother do nonsense like that?
Exactly.
What type of grandmother do nonsense like that?
Exactly.
Like Joyce is very toxic.
Oh my God.
Very toxic. And like I said, just from what she's shown us, I don't know them personally, but from just what we've seen, I have no doubt that this is the reason why Candy didn't have a relationship with her own father. Because of who her mother is.
Possibly.
And you don't think, and you see how she acting in her old age, if you don't think she wasn't worse when she was younger, Joyce is a whole gutter snipe.
Ah! Not gutter snipe.
Joyce is a whole gutter snipe. And y'all don't want to be honest about that because Candy got on Watch Me Happy Live crying about my mama. But Joyce is a whole gutter snipe. And y'all know she is.
She's a piece of work because you know what? She didn't only mess with Todd. She started aggravating Karma. She just aggravated everybody.
Yo, she's a gutter snipe. And she freaking, the way she, like, that's why Candy jacked up in the game. But anywho, I digress. But yeah, that mama of hers is a gutter snake. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Y'all want to sit up there and pray and pretty. Nah, that lady's a gutter snake. And Candy know that mother's a gutter snake. And she the one that held Candy back on a lot of things too. Trust and believe that.
But you know, I'm gonna tell you this: the one thing, a good thing about it, I said that Candy she's a very good businesswoman, but I just really felt like Todd, to me, did not defend his daughter. And I know that we go through the situation. Oh, he didn't know his daughter until late in life, whatever. But your child, I ain't gonna let you talk crazy about my child. To me, you goofy. That's goofy, but that's neither
right. And that's what I felt. That's the gripes I got with Todd. The way he didn't defend his daughter. But then when I think back and think how they move and how Candy move and how, you know what I'm saying? Because she, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It started to make sense now because I ain't going to hold you. That was one of my gripes with Todd too. Like, hold up. Wait, what?
And Candy tried to make up for her mama acting a fool with that young lady. But I that's something that always sat really bad with me, the way she treated Kayla. I felt like as an old lady, as an older woman, she should have been more apt to accept that young lady. Instead, she seemed like she was jealous of her and tried to pit Riley against her. And I'm glad that that didn't really work because they all seem to have a great relationship. But yeah, that was something that bothered me. Somebody said, "Where is Kayla's mama?" That's a good question. I've always wondered where Kayla's mama is. You said because of the death of Candy's brother, she felt she had to take care of her mother. I'm sure. I'm sure that is one. And the fact that Joyce did not remarry, or that she married and her marriage didn't work out.
Hold up. So you left out the part that Joyce was married multiple times.
That's why I said her marriage just didn't work out.
None. Because she a nasty woman. Joyce is a nasty gutter sniper. Y'all know it. I don't care what none of y'all say. And the way she hover over Candy and Riley, and that whole, like, the whole way she handled that block situation with Riley and her father. Like, girl, step aside, sit down. And this is why Candy's father didn't have a relationship with Candy. Some men ain't gonna put up with that. They're gonna say, "Fuck it, okay, that's how you want it, then freak it." And unfortunately, I'm not saying that Candy's father was right, but a lot of men ain't gonna put up with no gutter snap like Joyce. As y'all can see, she ain't have no behavior in the dress shop.
Girl, throwing shoes in the dress shop.
Hello, acting a plump fool. Are y'all gonna tell me that lady wasn't a gutter snipe? Joyce was a low. She was a slore. Joyce was a slore, and she was a gutter snipe. And God forgive me, but Candy, your mother was a slore and a gutter snipe, and that's why you was one too. Mm-hmm.
I think Joyce has more than unhealed trauma from her child losing that son. I think Joyce probably has other issues too. I think that, you know, because I think she's the baby of her family. So I think she has a lot of issues. Was that with Karma? Girl, she treated Karma. You wear Candy's old wigs. Girl, leave Karma alone. Shoot. She didn't even want Candy to have a friend. I thought that was pretty trifling when you don't want your kid to have a friend. That's weird. Well, if y'all remember, Mama Joyce said herself,
absolutely weird.
She would come for
She has an issue with wanting to be the center of attention.
Yeah, that's true.
Mind you, Candy just like her. Candy is just like her. That's why I said, oh, hell no. Nah. And the way she tried playing Tasha's top and manipulate that situation, see that manipulation and need to be in center of attention from my mammy. Because at the end of the day, she got mad at Tasha coming in for doing the same thing she started doing when she got a little bit of clout. We're not going to act like Candy had all this clout prior to Real Housewives of Atlanta, because she didn't. Escape was long forgot about by the time she hopped on Real Housewives of Atlanta. So we just not going to act like she been popping ever since. Because no, they went away and wasn't nobody checking for them.
Right.
Outside of Atlanta. So we're not going to play them games. There was a little popular crew in Atlanta, but in it like worldwide, as far as how they records hit, no. We're not going to do that.
But in Candy's defense, we knew that both, you know, Tiny and Candy were writing songs, and we knew them from that standpoint because they were winning awards. I don't know.
Baby, let me tell you something. I didn't know that they wrote Waterfall for TLC until Candy got on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Once again, wasn't nobody checking for them.
I don't know. I grew up in the Escape era, so I saw it. And kind of knew, and I knew that they wrote. I knew Candy and Tiny wrote.
Well, maybe because I was on the East Coast, but we wasn't checking for them, and I had no idea they was writing for TLC. So she hopped on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I promise you, I swear to God on my life,
Yeah.
we wasn't checking for them after they ever. We wasn't.
You know,
I know.
me and my niece had a conversation about that this weekend. We were talking about girls groups, right? We were talking about how Jermaine Dupri wanted to put Escape in those big clothes and had them dressing like tomboys. And my nephew made the comment. He said, he said Tiny was, at that time she was a nice looking girl. He said the group that I couldn't understand that made it was SUV because those women are not good looking. I ain't gonna say what else he said, but as I sat back and thought about it, he had a point. He really had a point.
Yeah, because and here where we go. Here's where we say we grew up on different geographical eras, or whatever. Diagram, because Escape was beautiful. You know, the most ugly female group that ever came out in them days considered was Escape. Nobody ever said SWV. Girl. See, now I'm surprised by you just said that.
My
I swear to God, where I grew up at, Escape was considered the most ugliest group, including Tiny's ass. Like, she wasn't exempt. They considered all of them ugly. Where I grew up at.
I never heard
I would have never put no SWV on the motherfucking unattractive list. Baby. Yeah.
Because
that's a surprise to me.
How did Taj pull her husband? Taj ain't all that good looking. She's a nice girl, but her husband is damn good looking. Right? You know what I'm saying? So when he said that, I was like, well, you do have a point. Because I never.
No, I promise you. We gotta do a poll. Yeah, I've never heard Escape being considered. SWV being considered ugly. Never in my life.
I always thought that Escape. I didn't ever consider Escape ugly. I just knew they were girls that were considered very tomboyish. But SWV, I never had them on the ugly part, right? I always thought they were, because I like Coco. I am a Coco fan. I always thought they were, good looking girls group.
Right. That's why I said I never heard SWV considered ugly.
But to hear
Escape, however, hell yeah.
But to hear
like I said, Tiny.
But to hear a guy say that is a different story. You know what I'm saying? This kind of come from a woman. Yeah. To hear a guy say that is a different story.
We gotta do a poll.
Yeah.
Let's get a guard. I've never heard SWV being considered ugly.
Me either.
I grew up considering Escape being the no. Now you said what you said. Tomboyish? No, I grew up with them being considered the ugliest R&B female group that ever came out. I promise you.
I just knew that they were very tomboyish.
I don't necessarily. I'm not saying I didn't necessarily agree with that, but I promise you, that was a consensus over this way. I've never heard SWV being considered ugly though. That's a first.
Yeah, my nephew said that, and I thought, well, how? I never looked at it like that.
Never. You should tell your nephew never. Tell him we gonna need him to come and do a live with us, baby, and break that psychology down to us, because I've never.
Yeah, he was like, how did she pull her husband? How did she pull what is her husband's name? Oh, shoot, it's on
Eddie.
Yeah.
Mind you, I got a picture with him. He was in Bean.
So good looking.
He came in Bean. I'm gonna share that video over here. I got it on my old channel. Yeah. I met Charlie's husband. He was at my mother's job. I'll never forget that day. I got a picture with him. Sure do. Mm-hmm.
But you know what, ButterFlii? Could it be the fact that SWV is from the East Coast versus Escape being from Atlanta, Deep South? Could that be the difference between the track? Because I never considered Escape ugly. Like I did not until Tiny started having all the surgeries. I never considered them ugly. I considered them the group that dressed like boys.
That's what I tell you. I think it's demographics because when I grew up, they were considered the ugliest female R&B group that ever came out. Like I said, including Tiny. See, where I grew up at, like just because you like right next to white don't make you pretty. You get what I'm saying? So, like I said, they was considered the ugliest R&B group, including Tiny's ass. Like, didn't nobody give her a pass because she was light skinned. Like, I grew up with, like, I don't know if you heard Biggie's Mind, but that was some real shit on over here on the East Coast. We thought they was considered ugly. Every last one of them, including Tiny's ass. That's why I say, yo, that's why she got a lot of backlash when people find out that's who T.I. was fucking with. Because, like I said,
I remember that.
Yo, yeah, she got a lot of backlash. Because, like I said, she was considered ugly right along with the rest of them. Didn't nobody give her a pass. They consider her ugly light skinned bitch.
Mm-hmm. And I remember when
I promise you.
When she started messing with T.I. and snuck that stuff into the jail. Remember that? And everybody's like, what a dummy. She ugly and stupid.
Yo, I swear to God. That's why she got a lot of backlash because, like I said, I grew up with them being considered the most ugly female R&B group. Never, ever heard no SWV be put in that category at all. Never. Yeah. And mind you, I just seen a picture of them when they was younger the other day, and I'm like, yo, they was beautiful as shit. So I don't know. On Twitter, somebody shared the old school picture of SWV, ironically, the other day, literally like a couple of days ago. I was like, damn, they was pretty as shit. Lily was pretty as shit. Mind you, Lily's really the more alpha female. Lily's an alpha female.
And I like Taj. Believe it or not, I like Taj. I never considered Taj as ugly. But when my nephew said that, it made me sit down and think, because Eddie George is good, baby. He's a good looker.
From Taj to Coco. I promise you, from Taj, Lily to Coco, they was never considered ugly over this way, baby. Yeah. Your nephew got me stunned. Tell your nephew he got Auntie ButterFlii stunt, baby. Cause I ain't never heard that shit.
Yeah, I was like, what? He was like, yeah, look at him. Look at him.
So, yeah. Look, girl, I just told you I seen a picture of them the other day. They look beautiful as shit. Well, especially Lily. I feel like Lily was the one that nobody really, that was the undercover beauty. And when you see Lily now, her personality, now they've been on do all these reality shows, it makes sense. But Lily to me was, yo, I promise you, I just looked at a picture of them the other day, a younger picture of them. Yeah. And I don't know what your nephew talking about. Tell me, you got me stunned.
Yeah, I kind of agree with him a little bit now, but I gotta agree with him with the looks on the Instagram because I had never really looked at them until I was like, oh, yeah, you
now they posted on my wall. Shit, I had little cutout pictures from them from fucking Word Up. Nope. Tell your nephew you got me stunned. He got me stunned because I don't even see it. Now, if you said SWV, I'd been like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, they even consider Tiny ugly. And like I said, I feel like, but like you said, depending on where you grew up at, because everybody's beauty's within the eye of the beholder. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? Beauty's within the eye of the beholder, period. So like that, whereas we up here on the East Coast consider Tiny ugly right along with the rest of SWV, down south she was considered beautiful because she was like right next to white. Right. But up here on the East Coast, we like, hell nah, bitch, you ugly too. The fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, bitch, you ugly right along with the rest of them. That's why, like I said, with Tiny, when it came out that T.I. was dating her, and she got a lot of backlash, and there was a lot of backlash. Like, nigga, you dating that ugly ass bitch?
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Well, by the way, I grew up, I thought Tiny was pretty, right along with the rest. Sunny Ray
Sunny Ray says the baggy clothes to escape off. Some escape had to finish growing into their look. Exactly. I agree with that, Sunny Ray. And that's my
I do believe that some of them. like Tasha, I believe is absolutely beautiful. Now, Tasha, remember, she might have been considered the ugliest because she was the darkest, but Latasha to me is really beautiful. Them high cheekbones, you know what I'm saying? Tasha's beautiful. She give me Grace Jones
Ty
on the thicker
beautiful.
side.
She's a beautiful.
Tasha give me Grace Jones on the thicker side. Grace Jones was fucking beautiful. Y'all remember Grace Jones?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah,
say
she was
she's fucking
beautiful.
beautiful. She looked just like her brother with hair, with or without.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Grace Jones was beautiful though, and she was daring at a time like, you know what I'm saying, especially at that time when we was definitely being taught to feed into the European beauty when we're not European. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what, Grace Jones? She dared to go where people were not, where black women were not going and modeling. She actually,
Right.
she shaved her head and she took those steps that black women were just not doing. And she was a cold, dark skinned woman from Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
Totally,
Yeah.
yeah, beautiful woman.
Yeah. That's what I said. That's what I'm saying. She did, she embraced the natural beauty that we just not catching up with in this era. And not all of us are still not catching up because some of us still insist on having perms and weaves and, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, the European standard of beauty. What she did to show up in her natural beauty. And especially for that day and time, it was accepted as beautiful. You can't even hold it.
I agree. I agree.
It was. So that's why I'm like, stuff like that.
So in the chat, say in the chat who you think was the better artist when it came down to looks, Escape or SWV.
In the chat.
I'm gonna say SWV for sure.
One for SWV, two for Escape. You gotta give him a number, boo, so we can count. We gotta give him a number so we can count.
Yeah,
yeah. And if we don't get too much in the chat, we have to do a poll on the wall.
On the wall. Yeah, I think we should. I mean, I think a lot of times we forget because you know, I was a kid, so I can remember having those Word Up magazines with the centerfolds and these are just people I admire. You know, not really not really judging the looks, but the music. Really, you know what I'm saying? Like, because if you think about it, we went with who we loved. I'm gonna tell you this: I was an SWV girl. I know all the SWV songs. I know Escape songs, but something about SWV that just makes me almost melt into the floor when I hear their music.
Right. That's something that's like, hold up now. That's why even with that reality show that they did with them, I didn't even like how they tried playing they thought. SWV absolutely should have had the closing song.
Absolutely, because they
and the fact that the Candy and Tiny was riding on, that wasn't that follower and how they pop. Cause he's not even really popular. You freaking man. Yo, I was so pissed with that reality show.
I agree. I was too because I felt like they were
playing on my brother. They was playing on SWV's top, yo, and I wasn't feeling it at all.
SWV has paved the way. They didn't take no breaks. Whereas Escape done took a break, fell apart, got back together, done fell apart again. Please. Wasn't nothing wrong with SWV. SWV was having problems, but guess what? They always managed to work it out.
Work it out.
Todd was a big reason behind them working it out.
Right. They did. And first of all, they had a reality show before any of them, including Escape.
Exactly.
So there was a part of the first slew of reality shows when they started laying them shits on us. So no, ma'am, no sir, no ma'am.
Right, I agree with that.
That's why I'm glad that they didn't go on tour with them. They did a little tour with them, but I'm glad they didn't do like what Monica and Brandy's doing. Because I felt like Escape didn't deserve to be in the same. I don't promise you now, and I already said it. If they went on tour with them, I wasn't going to that shit. And I want to go. I want to see it. SWV. But if they would have went with Escape, bitch, I wasn't going to that shit. I was not.
I went and saw SWV. They were, I guess it was about 4 or 5 years ago. They were on tour with Uncle Charlie. And when I tell you, he let them have their way on the stage. And I definitely understand the vocals of that group. Coco with that lead, and Taj and Lily just holding that background so strong. When I tell you I'm an SWV, love SWV. Again, I like Escape, but it's just something about the sultry sound of SWV that just does something to my soul. Oh my God!
That's why I told you. That's why I'm saying, like, the way they try to play on their top on that reality show, I was not feeling that. But I ain't gonna hold you, Summer. That's what, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. Prior to reality TV, Escape would have been right there with SWV for me. But the reality show, it just ruined it for SWV for me. I mean, not SWV, Escape. I
agree.
And I Need Understanding is definitely. Remember, I told you I believe we all got a soundtrack to our life, and I Need Understanding is definitely on my soundtrack to my life. But I'm still like turned off to them in a major way.
Me too.
I'm sorry. Reality TV for me ruined my love for Escape. Because I honestly, even with them being considered ugly, regardless of any of that, they still got some hits. And I still respected them and loved them as a group. I felt like they belonged on the Mount Rushmore of, not really in Mount Rushmore, but I felt like they belonged on the soundtrack to our life. But reality TV ruined it. Like, ruined as far as me. Like, yeah, no, I don't know. It just ruined it for me. I'm sorry.
Right. They should have never done that reality show.
And I really can't stand Candy
was almost
like
she actually to me showed how conniving she could be on that show. And I'm not trying to make anybody to blame. I really believe she's the reason behind the sisters actually falling out. And it's just my opinion. Nobody else.
Too. And just short is mine too. Her and Tiny.
Yeah, I really believe that there was a setup to cause them the sisters to fall out. And I just think oh, passionate. I love him both. Oh my God, I love him both. Oh,
because when it comes to them, you can't play with their family.
Oh no,
see, they can play with other people's family.
Yeah,
that's what I'm like. Nope.
And how in the world do you and your sister own the rights to the name, and then you allow someone else to interfere and you push your sister out the way so someone else, girl, ain't no way.
Girl.
You could have played on my time.
Mind you, when it was you and your sister against them, they had no problem pushing y'all both out the way. And they still didn't elevate you in the way that they claimed they was going to elevate you. Because ain't nobody checking for you still.
Exactly.
So make that make sense.
Exactly. You sit up here, your sister, you let this woman play on your sister's top, and your sister was the one that had your back when you was out here so-called saying that Candy was sleeping around with Jermaine Dupri's dad, but your sister was the one that was defending you, and your sister's the one you kicked out the group saying she owed you $2,000. Her girls, that don't even make no damn sense. Come on.
It didn't, and the receipts that they showed was bullcrap, and I'm so mad. I didn't have a big enough platform, but I would have pointed it out. The receipts that they showed, even Tiny's raggedy mammy who wanted to jump in the fray, the only other mammy that jumped in the fray.
Right.
And them receipts was false. If you look at them, somebody else pointed it out. I forgot what content creator it was, but they pointed out that the receipts that homegirl had was not receipting.
Exactly. And not only that, Michelle ATL, baby, she broke it all the way down. And she said that it was all a lie and it was a setup. And I totally believe that. Do not believe
I know it was.
Yeah, I don't believe.
You know what?
Right. This girl spoke to my sister, and it only comes out on the show. She took money from you, but it doesn't come out any time but until you get on this show. That makes 0 sense.
0 cents. And you fell for the okie doke because you felt like you was being left out. Like, I forgot what content creator interviewed her father, but this is what the father said. And I don't even think he even realized he said it. But he said that Tamika will always be jealous of Tasha and felt like Tasha got more attention than her. I promise you, the father said that out of his mouth. God rest his soul. I believe he passed away since. I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the father passed away since. But there was a content creator that got to interview the father, and the father slipped up and said Tamika always was jealous of Tasha. And like, and once I seen that father's interview and I watched how everything played out, Tiny and Candy picked up on that too eventually. At first, they didn't realize it because Tasha, like you said, was 10 toes down with her sister. But then when they realized that little kink, they took it to their advantage. Because when Candy wasn't in the group, they couldn't call themselves Escape.
Just crazy.
But all of a sudden, y'all want to kick Tasha out, but y'all can still run with Escape. Yo, I swear to God, and they do look like sloppy ass fucking aunties trying too hard with their fucking costume while they try to make fun of SWV.
Definitely.
They look like fucking three old ass slurs trying to keep up with the youngins. Didn't make no sense. Well, they try to play on SWV's talk about they freaking get up for the sets. They was SWV was being true to who they was and who they always been.
That's it. But you know what the whole thing was is that to me, the show seemed like Escape was jealous of SWV. Just if anybody they were jealous and they didn't know how to handle it.
But Candy was a spearhead of all that nonsense that they was going through.
Exactly.
That's why I'm glad SWV did not go on like a full-blown tour with them. I know they did a couple of dates with them, but I'm glad they didn't go on a full-blown. And let me tell you this. Guess why they didn't go on a full-blown tour with them? Because them couple of dates showed them what they already knew when they already said they wasn't going to go on tour with them. How about that?
I totally agree with you. Their father is still living. He did an interview. It's on YouTube on the Juice Radio and Talk Show.
Yeah. A more recent one?
No, it was 2 years ago. When the show was on, he actually did it.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why I said I think he passed away since then.
Still alive. He's still alive. I just looked at his Facebook channel.
Okay. All right.
But I just feel I feel just like Sunny Ray. They saw a weakness and they played on it. I agree with that.
They did.
They saw that the sisters were having an issue. I really believe that the money never really showed up. I really believe whatever royalties were supposed to be coming, that they never really got those royalty checks.
None of them got it. But that didn't have nothing to do with Tasha. And at the end of the day, what Tasha's husband was doing is what all the other so-called managers is doing. That's why I'm like, I feel like they manipulated and played that shit and got everybody thinking that Tasha stole from her sister. And that was just bogus.
I agree.
That was bogus to me.
Number one, they didn't want, Candy didn't want Rocky to be their manager anymore. But instead of them all getting together and firing Rocky from, making their deals or whatever, they decided to just do some type of conspiracy on him.
Because Candy always had an issue with Tasha.
Yeah, always, because she wanted to be the lead, and Tasha had at that time the stronger voice. Candy has a decent
and
voice.
Still do.
Oh man,
she still do.
People got mad at Tasha because they felt like she stole from her sister. But Tasha, that gospel album she put out, that sucker's hidden. I actually have it on my Apple Music play, and that album is.
I'm glad you're saying that because that was what Candy was mad at too, which didn't make no sense because when you first came out on Love and Marriage Huntsville, that was a solo album you did. You didn't die. You didn't reach back for Escape
at all.
When you decided to do music again on the forefront and not just writing no more. When you decided to come back to the forefront, you didn't reach back for Escape. So it's like, that's what I'm like, baby. That's why I said society be sheep to me.
Right.
I didn't even like how the brat called herself attacking Tasha when they came on her show. I'm like, girl.
Right.
I didn't like all that, and that's why I said the Millennium Street show. They're real cliquish and they real like.
Oh, they very.
I can't, because half of them are trifling. Half of them are very trifling, and I ain't no. And just to be in with the in crowd, I'm not no.
But here's the thing with the brat. The brat has loyalty because she's been through so much. So whoever's been loyal to her, she feels like she has to be loyal back to them.
Right.
How that is.
On top of that, she's been through so much, and she's been in Atlanta so long.
Right. There you go.
Yeah.
But I still.
So that whole.
I don't
that
think
whole inner. Yeah, that whole fake inner click. Yeah, I ain't feeling it. That's why I told y'all, Atlanta facade and BS. And if I'm trying to tell you, if I make it big now, I know I'm gonna have to cross through Atlanta. But I'm gonna tell you right now, don't be looking for me to collaborate with half of them hoes down there, because I don't fuck with none of them. Really, honestly, I don't like none of them.
Right. Right. Everybody down
but
there about each other. They about themselves.
My time is gonna come, and I'm gonna have to cross that little, you know what I'm saying? But hopefully by the time I get there be some new heifers on the scene. So I ain't really got to pay them heifers no mind.
What you gonna cross?
I don't know, but baby, after them, I'm gonna be looking at them like, bitch, I am not impressed. Right. They be like, what this bitch think she is, bitch? Somebody that's not impressed with none of you raggedy hoes. That's who the fuck I is.
Well,
y'all know I make a scene wherever I go.
Why y'all doing the same thing you've been doing for the last 20 years?
Right. Like, I am not impressed with none of this bullshit y'all got going on.
But again, like I said, with the brat, I believe the brat feel like she has to be loyal to people because when she got in trouble, you know, there was those people who had her back. So I really feel like she thinks she has to do the same for them that they did for her.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, she had enough years down there. That's her little circle. Yeah. Well, y'all know I don't like her. I don't like the brat's wife neither.
We know, girl. We know.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of that goddamn content creator that exposed her. What she did to that little boy, you know, when she was coming up.
I tried to Google it. I couldn't find it. I like Judy. I don't like her. I don't like the character she plays on their show, but I like Judy in particular.
Nope. But you know, that's your girl ButterFlii. Y'all know I'm funny.
But you know what? I'm gonna tell you something, ButterFlii. It's good to have another voice. You know what I'm saying? You feel because it's things that you say. I don't think about that, or I didn't think it that way.
Right.
We talked about the SWV and the escape thing, and I was saying, talking to my nephew while we were in Italy, I was like, I never thought about that. He's like, yeah, the SWV girls, I didn't think were good looking, but the escape, you know, Tiny, and she was, you know, before she started her surgery, she looked good, and yeah. And I was like, I don't remember that. Maybe I wasn't hard enough, you know what I'm saying? So
but that's why I'm like, baby, that's why I said I don't know what your nephew talking about, cause
but it could be the difference of the South versus the East. You know what I'm saying? That's why.
Right. Yeah.
Versus the South.
That's what I'm like. Up here on the East Coast, they was considered the most ugliest R&B group, and Tiny included. That's why I'm like, shit, up here on the East, they was considered the most ugliest R&B group that ever came out, including Tiny's ass, bitch. That light bright and white didn't help her pass nowhere up here. And I think for up here, the reason why it really didn't help, because we know we got, I think for the South, I'm not going to say majority, but especially back then, it was like black and white. Up here on the East Coast, we've been a melting pot for a very long time. So, you know, it wasn't just black and white. We had Hispanic. We had, you know what I'm saying? We just had all type of different cultural mix. You know what I'm saying? Or cultures.
A melting
You know what
pot.
I'm saying? So to us, Tiny was considered ugly because we didn't have we got you know what I'm saying? Other shit going on up here. We got some you know what I'm saying? What quote unquote, not that I'm saying it, you know what I'm saying, but what society consider exotic.
Right, right. I
You know what I'm
got you.
saying? We had real exotic up here. So up
Yeah.
here, to people up here, Tiny was considered ugly. She wasn't, like, nah.
I never considered her ugly until, and I consider. I think she's had a lot of botched surgeries that she probably shouldn't have
Oh,
had.
recently, she's definitely out of whack.
Definitely that, but
Mhm. But even then, before her surgeries, up here, she was considered ugly too, right along with the rest of them.
mm, yeah, that's weird.
That's why I feel like down south, she got, like, her popularity was different because down south, they consider anything. Now, I could be wrong, I don't know. But from the outside looking in, they consider anything like bright next to white beautiful. Whereas up here, they got so many different like bright next to whites. So it's like, nah, just because you light don't mean you beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I'm from the South. I don't see it that way. Again, like I said,
Yeah.
I never was a big Escape fan. I liked Escape. I liked their music. To me, they only had maybe 4 or 5 hits, whereas I could
Right.
I could throw in the SWV album and I could hear hit after hit after hit after. I mean, it was like the hits were unstoppable when it came to
Right.
SWV. So I didn't have that same opinion. I did again. I liked Escape, and then it seemed like they came on the scene and then they just left. Right. So
Right.
SWV stayed around and gave us some more good music. I feel weak
Yeah.
at the knees, baby. I can hardly speak. I lose all control. I mean, who didn't know all the songs and all the words to the
Right.
song? You in the
Right.
club, they cut the music off, and we still singing. Oh my God, that was
Yeah.
SWV. And
Yeah.
same with Escape.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm. Same
That's
with
why I feel like you said, Escape had them good with like 4 or 5 hits because
right.
they did. You know
They
what I'm
did.
saying?
Yeah.
They did. And that's why I said would make them classic. That's why I feel like when they joined the reality shows, it was just like, girl.
I know. And I really feel like we like them. We like our artists being artists. We don't want to see all of that. And you know what?
No.
Todd said that when she did her interview, that they kind of regretted doing the show because they said it didn't show them in the best light. And I think sometimes when you think about reality TV, you're letting someone else have control of what they
Of your
see
narrative.
where you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, remember that was my big issue with Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Right, right, right.
I feel like a lot of the cast was allowing certain other people to control their narrative while they wanted to control over their narrative, but they was trying to, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which goes to
But
show.
they wasn't gonna show them in the best light. But I feel like Katie is who she is because who she was on Real Housewives, she was on the show SWV. You see what I'm saying?
Right. But I
But
also think she got a better
it's a
edit
little
too.
different because those are people that she's, more comfortable being around. But I feel like, yeah,
But you know what? You say that she's more comfortable being around him, but when the show first aired, the first episode, remember, uh, Tasha came in and was very awkward. You remember that first episode? She comes in, they're having a meeting, and she just kind of sitting there like she didn't really want to be involved. It was very, very, very awkward. So I just think it's weird. I don't know. I don't know.
but that's what
Yeah.
I wonder if they made her come in and do that again. Because I feel like they are because of the relationship that Candy cultivated with Mona.
I agree with that 100%.
And Mona was like, okay, if it's gonna give us a show, I don't feel like Tasha was giving this skill from the jump. I'm gonna be honest.
I agree with that 100%.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's why I feel like I don't know how that was edited. Maybe that was edited to make it look like she was the awkward one.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Candy had pulled on that because she was a part of, so-called the producing team,
And not only that, they're from that era. They're from the 70s. All of them are born in the 70s. And the way Tamika acted with her mama, we don't act like that with our mamas. Not on TV, girl. Unless you want to get chopped in the throat. We talk crazy back to our mama.
Yeah.
You stand out there.
I feel like Tamika's mother put up with that.
Yeah. I'm sure it was hard to do.
Because Tamika's mother give me gutter snipe too.
Oh, ButterFlii.
Wait a minute, what Tamika you talking about? Tiny or the other Tamika?
The other Tamika. No, I'm not talking about.
Oh yeah. I think they really try her mother, and Tamika knew that they was trying her mother on a level that Tamika knew not to try her mother if them cameras wasn't around. But you see how her mother got down.
Oh yeah, because I was like, baby, put it off on the show. She about to she about to put a Devo on your throat.
And I don't like that neither. And that's what I feel like Tamika did too. She threw her mother under the bus.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I like that. But when I heard the father's interview, I'm like, oh, that's grimy.
Yeah.
That's what even made me even more feel like Tamika was grimy, and Tiny and Candy was grimy.
But I think that all of them over the last few years have had kind of scale it back and look at some of the craziness that they've done. But it is what it is.
I don't know, because Tamika's still acting like Tasha did her something.
Yeah.
Tamika's still running with that, like that whole narrative. And I'm sorry. Like, I don't
apologize. I mean, that's how you feel. That's how you feel. It is what it is.
I just could never, even if I did find out my sister did, like, there's no way on national TV, like, and nor would you play with my mother. I don't care what I got going on with my mother. You will not play with my mother. You get what I'm saying? Like, I could think my mother's the worst mother in the goddamn world, but you, BITCH, will not play with my mother. You get what I'm saying? So there's a couple of things there I cannot, like, Tamika, like, yeah, nah, girl.
Right. I agree with you.
It's one thing to throw your sister under the bus, but to allow your mother to get disrespected the way she was getting disrespected, girl, you done lost your mind.
Right. And you screaming at how
yo, you will not play with my mother, baby. Not mine.
Not mine. Now that you
not mine.
Now let you want to play with your behind.
Right. I'm like, that's why I'm like, yo, I didn't understand that. That's why too I be feeling like please don't play with my mother, yo. Please don't play with my mother. Cause baby, like I said, I can feel however I want to feel about my mother. But what you won't do is play with her.
That's it. Exactly it. Don't cry. I don't cry.
That's my mother. Look, that's my mother, okay?
I don't care how you feel about it.
Listen, that's why I had to really sit back and think about some things. But I'm telling you right now, I probably still won't get it. But
yeah. Well, ButterFlii, I've enjoyed the conversation. I just put
I'm glad you hit the link. I'm glad my butt that showed up. I hope y'all prepping y'all dinner, getting ready for tomorrow. Y'all know I'm probably about to knock it out.
Yep.
Okay. But I'm so excited. Our merchandise is launched. This is I only launched one little piece of article.
I love that sweatshirt. I love the back of it.
Glowing and growing. I'm like, yo, I can't put a whole bunch, so let me just pick one good one. And I was like, glowing and growing. And I'm just really excited about that. So we're just waiting for our Patreon to come through. And Buttercups, we glowing and growing. Lady Ro, where you went? Lady Ro? Oh, we lost our Lady Ro. But Lady Ro, once again, I just want to tell you, I hope you enjoyed your birthday. Thank you for bringing us on your travels with you. Great, great, great. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I love seeing things like that, especially since I don't got a passport and I can't travel right now. I don't got a passport right now. Right now. Mm-hmm. No, that's okay, babes. That's okay, lady bro. I know you in, you know what I'm saying? You're doing your one too. So it's all good. I know you prepping, getting ready to cook for your family. Thank you, Buttercups. All of y'all that joined us as y'all are getting ready and prepping for y'all family. Happy Thanksgiving Eve. I love y'all. Don't forget next week we're gonna be starting our goal list. Boop, 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 boop. I'm excited. We launched our first piece of little merchandise, nothing too much. I just wanted to get my feet wet and see if y'all, if y'all enjoy the merchandise. So make sure y'all check out our merchandise. Right now we only got a little sweater, okay? We only got a little 1-2 sweater, but listen, okay, glowing and growing. Shout out to each and every one of y'all, Buttercups. I love y'all. Y'all enjoy y'all holiday, and I'll see y'all next week sometime, okay? In the meantime, make sure y'all stand y'all square and keep your head on the swivel, Buttercups. Keep your head on the swivel, okay? And remember what? Smile. Yes, Buttercups, remember to smile, okay? It's the most simplest, kindest gesture that you can offer anybody. And it's a universal language. No matter what country you come from, what language you speak, everybody understands the smile. Okay, Buttercup? So y'all remember, smile, and the world smiles with you. All right, Buttercups? You give them that good old smile, and the world smiles with you. All right? And I'll see y'all next week. Happy Thanksgiving Eve. Happy Thanksgiving. I love each and every last one of y'all. Shout out to all our Buttercups that just had their birthdays. Hold on, baby. It smells good. Mm-hmm. Yep. It smells good. Pour that juice out for the gravy. Okay. I love y'all. And I will see y'all next week. All right, Buttercups? Mm-hmm. Love, light, and butterflies. See y'all on the upside. Boop, 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 boop. See y'all on the upside, Buttercup. I love y'all. Don't forget, we got our merch. Get your hoodies. Get suited and booted for the winter, Buttercup. Suited and booted for the winter. Get y'all hoodies, baby. I love y'all. Love, light, and butterflies.